Hello YouTube, this is CubFan7523 here. Longtime collector, first time YouTuber, but I've been watching several videos online. I've been watching guys like Silver Jackify and Elijah Pryor, and I thought I'd try my hand at this to kind of share my collection a little bit. And what I want to do is I'll probably just show you a little bit of what I have, and we can kind of go from there. As you could tell, I am a big Sandberg fan and die-hard Cub fan. Shout out to the World Series champs. This is a little bit of what I have. I don't have a lot, but I've been collecting for a long time, and I'm pretty proud of what I have. There's a Kyle Farnsworth auto. Big fan of bobbleheads and some of the McFarlane action figures. I think those are pretty neat. I have some autographed balls here. Now they're not all Cub balls here, but I am a huge baseball fan as well as a Cubs fan. So you can see there's Ernie Banks and Ryan Sandberg on top. And then you go top left, it's Derek Lowe, Mark Burley, Billy Williams, Fergie Jenkins, Lee Smith, Ozzie Guillen, Juan Gonzalez below him. And then I have 3 Dodger team signed balls. Kind of got those from an auction that my grandmother attended, and she bought those for me. And I don't know what they are, but they're pretty neat. There's J.D. Drew, Jermaine Dye, Duke Snyder. There's an Eldon Ocker behind Roger Clemens here. Vida Blue, Bob Feller, Ozzie Smith, and then last but not least, Big Hurt. A couple more bobbleheads. Then over here on the shelf behind me, I got some more Cub things here. As you can see, I got plenty of room for other things. There's a Sandberg. Like I said, I'm a big Sandberg, big Cubs fan. Buck O'Neil, first black coach. And a couple starting lineups. Recently picked up some football cards. Not a football card collector, but I bought a collection, and it came with some football and basketball, and there they sit. So I'll be going through those and getting rid of those. And then the totes here. I have quite a few starting lineups. As you can see, both totes are full of starting lineups and some show supplies. I do some shows, but mostly mall shows. And as you can see, my room isn't quite put together yet. I still have some things I need to hang up and put on the walls. Some boxes here that I was kind of going through. We'll get back to those. My closet here. There's all my commons. And then the Hammer Mill box there, that's all Wheaties cereal boxes. And I picked those up in the same collection. Some sets there. Not a big set collector, but if I can pick them up cheap, I don't mind having them around here. There's some random stuff. That Chicago Cubs binder is all Ryan Sandberg, all different. I think that's kind of neat. We'll get back to the boxes here. Just a couple things. I'm a big rookie card collector. Besides my Sandberg stuff, there's a Jerkson Profar and some other things. David Dahl, I think he's going to be a stud. Another David Dahl. There's that Nick Senzel. A couple of those. Pretty neat. Victor Robles, Julio Urias, there's his tops. Rick Porcello, what an overachiever he was last year. A couple more of those. And these are just, this box here is just all rookie cards. There's an Andrew Benintendi on top there. And my collecting goes back to the 80s, so it's pretty random. There's a Troy Gloss. was a big fan of his. Tom Glavine, Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame rookie card you can pick up for $1. Some Derek Lees. There's a Travis Snyder. Kobe Rasmus. What a head case. Travis Hafner. Pablo Sandoval. Scott Rowland. Starlin Castro. I have quite a bit of him as he was a former Cub. It's one of the heartbreaks of being a team collector is that you get a lot of stuff and guys move on, then you're kind of stuck with their rookie cards and some of their stuff, but it's all part of it. There's Gary Sheffield. I'm not going to go through this whole box here or anything like that, but just some random rookies. Michael Conforto. Who's that? That's Matt Morse. Cardinal player there. Oh, Stephen Drew. There's another Cardinal behind him. Terry Pendleton. With Sean Dunston behind him. And as you can kind of get the drift, what it is there. Here, these are kind of like my showcase cards. Nothing too big. Just some vintage stuff. There's some Ryans there. There's who's that? Don Zimmer. That's Koufax league leader. Some Hunter. Tom Seaver. Stargell. There's a Whitey Ford. That's pretty rough. This here is one of my favorite cards, because this was actually the very first, I would say like high dollar vintage I ever purchased. And this was back in the late 80s, and this card actually kind of booked, I believe at like maybe 100, and I paid way too much for it. But there it is. It's one of my favorite cards. Old Schmidt, second year card. There's a nice Clemente, Maris, another Clemente. That's kind of that. This side here is kind of like showcase rookies. And what I have in here is just kind of like hot rookies. There's a Bryce Harper. Nice card. A couple more Harpers behind him. Cody Bellinger. Nobody hotter than him right now. Two of his Bowmans. There it is. Bowman Chrome. I think those are last year's, 2016. Jose Altuve. Guy doesn't get enough credit. Incredible hitter. Paul Goldschmidt. Mostly newer stuff in the front. There's All Hail. All Rise for the Judge. Having a monster season. Seegers. You get that back here, and you get into some of your, Chipper, Barry Bonds. Goodness gracious. I got more of him than I can shake a stick at. Larkin, Hall of Famer. Bo, one of my favorites. What could have been, huh? Sorry about the sniffling, just getting over a cold, so you're going to get a little bit of that. There's a Freddie Lynn. Donnie Baseball. Jim Rice, Gary Carter, Dale Murphy, Paul Molitor, and there's some Gwynns there. There's Garvey there, and everybody knows this card here. Beautiful card. Some more. There's a Brett and a Yount there. Corner wear, but still pretty card. Everybody loves Ricky. Burt and Dennis Eckersley. I almost called him Burt Blyleven. I don't know why I did that. Oh, Clemens. There's Fisk, and of course you gotta have Ripken. Nice Yastrzemski there. And Cott. And then this is a recent pickup. It's a beautiful card. It's a little off-center left to right, but I love the color. There's the back, good centering on the back. Nice corners, sharp. I love that card. Love it, love it, love it. And then of course I'm in central Illinois, so if you're going to do a show you got to have some Redbird stuff, and of course there's just some of their rookies: Colton Wong, Adam Wainwright, Alex Reyes, Randall Grichuk. You out of here. Stealing second, you out of your mind. Ozzie Smith. And then here's some of my Cub rookies. This is mostly going to be newer stuff. Of course, you got to have Bryant Russell there, Ben Zobrist, John Lester, Contreras. Really knocking the cover off the ball before he got hurt, but now he's back. We'll see what he's going to do now. Some more of those. Eloy Jimenez, I need to pull him out. He's not with us anymore. Perfect example. He gone. Schwarber. Quite a few of those. We'll get back here. There's a Bruce Sutter. That's a nice Sutter. Of course, Dawson. 3 of those. Grace. I was a big Grace fan after Sandberg retired. I was still young. Didn't know who to collect, so I kind of changed my attention to Grace. Too bad he never got the Warren championship with the Cubs, but I'm glad to see he won one with the Diamondbacks. All Grace there. There's a Sano. And of course, there's old Billy Williams. Sorry about that. New to this camera thing. Lou Brock. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. And of course on the other side is just I'm not a game used collector, but I do collect game used and autos of Cubs, mostly retired players. So there's some stuff in there. You really can't see it, but that's like a Kerry Wood. That's a stamp card. It's pretty neat. And of course there's a Jenkins there. Yeah, and that's kind of what that is. I'm not going to get too much into that. And there's some older vintage Cubs stuff. Let's see, there's a Kessinger there. Glenn Beckert. Yeah, second year card, I believe that was, of Beckert. Some Williams. Some older stuff there. You see, and these are all my banks. I love that card. It's just a pretty card. It's neat. Yep, there's some more banks there. That's pretty much it. With the side of my camera skills, it's pretty terrible. But tell me what you like in my video, and if you want me to post some more, I can get into some more specific theme things. But just want to kind of share my collection like everybody else has, and give a shout out. Tell me what you think. Thanks.